Hi, thanks for spending some time with me again today. We're looking at number 2 from 21 Miniature Etudes for Trumpet by Nathan Ost. These are very interesting, a lot of variety here. I'm just going to go ahead and play this one, see if I can get through it. I'm getting a little tired. It's been a long day, but I'll see what I can do for you, and then we'll have a little chat. Okay, see you in a minute. Whew. Wow, that moves right along. Okay, what am I thinking? Well, this is part of my problem when I'm playing here. I was thinking all the time, and I should be concentrating on my vision for the music. So again, to me, this is a theme, and I have to keep telling it to you because I'm actually telling it to myself. Know precisely what it is that you intend it to sound like. Know what specifically and in as great a detail, as vividly as possible, what you want it to sound like. Every detail of it. So right from the beginning, I find it interesting with this one that it says fluid. That's the characterization, you might say. But at the same time, it has a very kind of jumpy rhythmic pattern. And there are a lot of accents. So immediately, my mind is thinking, oh, well, it should sound fluid. In other words, it's smooth, it's connected. So I'm going to go back and play it at the beginning, maybe a little slower at first, and see if I can get a sense of a longer wave pattern instead of D-do, D-do, D-D, right? So that was much more fluid, and I'm starting to get ideas about see how the last note of each group is setting up the next bar. Now that's just a musical idea, and you might have a totally different idea. I'll give you an example. Now, there's a fine balance between what we do with the articulation and how that affects the sense of the line. So the balance between the horizontal movement and kind of the vertical emphasis that's created by the articulation is something that we have to decide about. So I said I was going to make it smoother, so I slurred it. So now I'm going to go back and do it with 2 different kinds of articulation. The first one, I'm going to do it more snappy. So now I'm emphasizing the front of the note on the accents. And to me, that sounds it doesn't sound as fluid as I want it to. So what can I do? Well, instead of emphasizing the front, I'm going to go back and play it again, and this time I'm not going to use my tone. I'm going to slur it. That was all just breath. Now, if I add a little bit, just a light touch of the tongue, now I've got something that's kind of a combination of that nice flowing line, those little waves of the rhythmic figure, and emphasis, which creates a shape or a gesture. All right, now I'm liking the way it tastes. What I'm doing is I'm clarifying my musical idea. And the clearer that idea is, the better I'm going to play, because then my body knows what to do. My physical self knows what I'm aiming at, so now I can focus. I'm not going to be making choices as I'm performing. Unfortunately, with most of these etudes, since I just got the book a couple of days ago, I'm going like, I think I need to learn these. So that's kind of going to be an ongoing theme, I'm afraid, as we're going through. These are not prepared for performance. What does that mean? It means I don't have a clear enough idea for me to be sure. I'm kind of making decisions in the middle sometimes, so it's not a great place to be, as I'm sure you know if you're a performer. Okay, what else is going on in this? Well, there's one other really important thing, and it's quite obvious. You have mixed meters. These are changing and odd meters, right? So you have 5, 7, and then occasionally you throw in a 3/4 or a 2/4, and what that does is it's actually simple. It's actually very simple. With a 5/8 or a 3/8 or 7/8, with any of the odd meters, you have some kind of combination of 2 and 3 in some order. And what's interesting in this piece is we want to pay attention to the order, and they're grouped very clearly, and they're accented very clearly. So you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, D, 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 D. So that's this bounce feeling that you have. And then it makes it interesting. It's a little wink, it's a little wink and a little trick to your ear. Dee do, dee do, do, dee do, dee do. You get lulled into this feeling, and all of a sudden, dee do, dee do, dee do, do, dee do, dee do, dee do, do, dee do, dee do. So you never quite know what's coming. If you're a listener, you've never heard this before. And as we're playing it, we're kind of explaining it to somebody who's listening. You're saying, hey, check this out. This is how it goes. So we need to know what we're doing in terms of those emphasis points. Now, the 8th notes stay the same. I'm going to do something really annoying, and I'm going to turn my metronome on. And I have it set up so it's going to do all 8 notes. Okay? A little annoying. Sorry. Bear with it. Cool. Oh boy, is that irritating. I've worked in the recording studio quite a bit, and we have this thing called click track-itis. You get the inflammation of your brain because of that constant clicking in your head. And that's the way most music is created these days. So it's important to be rhythmically accurate, and you can use the metronome. I'm going to change it a little bit. Oh, okay, that's a little bit of relief. But you notice something. I've just done, unless you have a drum machine, a programmable metronome, you can't do the odd meters. You can't do do, d, 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 d. And of course, you can get apps that can do that nowadays, and then program the whole piece, I suppose. I haven't checked that out myself. Maybe I can learn something from you folks. But in any case, this is a brain thing, and so you want to be doing things that help you to get a grip on what's happening. So my suggestion for these things is know where the 2s and the 3s are. If you need to, mark them in the music. And the old technique is if it's a 3, put a little triangle, that's 1, 2, 3. And if it's a 2, just put a straight line going up and down. And orchestral parts, especially with odd meters, like the sacrificial dance from the Rite of Spring, for example, it's very easy to make a mistake, and you really have to memorize that pattern because it's constantly changing. Actually, I was in a performance with the BSO one time, and something happened, and no one actually knew what it was. Whether the conductor kind of misconducted the beat, it wasn't the 1, 2, 3, something was off, or maybe the timpanist kind of pounded in at the wrong moment. And the whole ship just started to tip. And for a few bars, the orchestra was in chaos until one of the instrumentalists, whose name I will not mention, just started laying it down very, very loudly and strongly. And within a second or two, the orchestra came back together again. And this shows the importance of your concentration. I wish I could demonstrate it better, but I'm telling you, this is something you want to cultivate when you're working on this stuff. So why is this important? When we get down into the piece, the 2 and the 3, the order starts changing. So it's sometimes it's dee-do, dee-do, da, dee-do, dee-do, da, dee-do, 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 da, da, and then it's dee-do, da, dee-do, digga-digga-digga-digga-da, da, dee-do, digga-digga-digga-digga-da, dee. You see, if you can't feel that, if you're not feeling 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, and you're just doing the constant 8th note thing, like that annoying thing I did with the metronome, you're going to lose track of where you are. And what I try and do is actually play whole bars. And in this piece, that's exactly what it is, because the figure is a bar long. Almost all the time, the figure is an entire bar. That's what you're going for. And this is just a matter of feel. So you can just think the music to yourself. Do the big beats, do the intermediate beats, the 2s and the 3s, and do that 8th note subdivision all the way through. And pretty soon you'll be nailing it. I hope you find this as much fun as I do. I'm really enjoying these. Thank you, Nathan, again for doing these. And I hope everybody will get a copy of your book. It's definitely worthwhile. Enjoy your practice, everybody. I'll see you later on down the road. Have a great day. Bye-bye.